Hey guys, 213 here back with another commentary, and today I'm bringing you some gameplay in the map Hijacked using the S12 shotgun. And lately I've been playing around with the shotguns trying to get that diamond camo, and I gotta say this shotgun is a little annoying, but if you get a good connection it could be really fun to use. Towards the end of the gameplay you guys are gonna see some really nice clips, and yeah, I just go to town with the shotgun. And if you guys can look at the gameplay right now, I'm gonna knife the ladder, and that kind of makes me avoid the whole animation of me bringing up the gun. So once I get on top of the ladder, I can be just ready for a gunfight. That's just a little tip. Um, and today I kind of wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind lately, and that's our brains. And specifically about our brains is our capabilities to use these brains. A lot of times in my school I get to see these people that are really, they're brilliant. They're really smart people, and I wonder why. I ask my teachers and my friends, and they say that some of these people are just gifted. They just have the brains for it. And I've always wondered what does that even mean? Have the brains for it. And it kind of gets me wondering, does that mean that just because you're born with a good brain, you're just able to do stuff? That it really seems very unfair to me that just because you were born with a very smart brain, you get to be smart. Does that just make us walking brains? I mean, like, if you're saying that just your brain kind of lets you be as smart as you can, then that, I feel like that's just, we're just representations of our brains, and that seems really unfair because all of your personalities, all of everything that you've ever experienced, that's just your brain talking. And I mean, that's cool and all, but I feel like all our whole lives are just set up in front of us because of our brains and because of the way our brains are set up. Say for example, someone is a really loving person. Oh, look at this. Oh, where you go? Oh, what are you doing? Sit down. And they're a really caring person, and they care about other people. And I mean, that's just their brain. They don't have any willpower. They just, their brain told them to do that. And I feel like that's so, it kind of makes me feel sad because I feel like I can't do anything that my brain can't physically do. And I kind of wanted to ask you guys that question because I feel like if I get too much into this topic, then it kind of gets more into life doesn't really have any purpose to it, and that's a little too deep for me right now. But sometimes I kind of feel like what are our brains without, what are we without our brains? And that kind of helped me. It kind of helps me get into another topic, which is education. I feel like everyone is like on the same standard, and I never think anyone's stupid. I just think that someone can have a better education. Like, say for example, a kid in Africa. This kid has never even seen a book. He can't read a word. He barely speaks his own language. And some people might say, well, this kid is just stupid. And I'm thinking, this kid could be smarter than me. But he can't really he can't go to school. He doesn't have teachers. He barely has papers. He barely has clothes. And I feel like it's so unfair to call someone stupid just because they have a worse education than me. If a baby's born on like a really rich family and they have the best education, yeah, they might be smarter than me, but that's just because I went to like a shitty school. I mean, I'm not saying that I went to a bad school, but if I had gone to a bad school, it's the same deal with people living in the bad side of a certain place. They might be called stupid, they might make bad decisions, but that's just because they didn't have the education. They didn't have teachers to tell them what to do. They didn't have their parents to tell them what to do, and that doesn't make them stupid. That just makes them ignorant. Not in the bad way. It's just they're ignorant. They don't know what the deal is. They don't know what's going on. And that's, what do you guys think? Is that unfair? Is that just the way life is? Is it, life's tough, it's too bad, suck it up? I feel like that kind of sucks. Sometimes I just feel like, what's the point of life then if we were just brains walking around, representing what our brain waves tell us to represent? Kind of makes me think sometimes, and I hope it makes you guys think too. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant that I had. It's not the end of the gameplay, by the way. I'll probably continue it in another commentary, and you guys can see the end because I totally go on a tear. If you guys want to subscribe to watch the next video in which I finish the gameplay, you guys can go right ahead and click that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys will stay for more. By the way, I wasn't actually. I wasn't. It sounds like I was crying, but I'm just coming out of a little cold. So if I'm sniffling or anything, that's just because I'm coming out of a cold. I'm not. I'm not crying because my brain can't do some stuff. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you later.